Welcome to Our Road to Success, the podcast where we chronicle our journey through this mad roadmap to the American dream. My name is Iggy Kidd. I'm a professional freelance voiceover actor, musician, and writer, coming to you with my co-host,
Christian Hansen. I am an artist / animator, and I apologize about the traffic in the background.
It's all good. This is not the worst background noise we've had on this show, so...
Well, it's so weird. It was fine like 2 seconds ago, and now it's like...
I'm just going to kind of get on the opening topics here. Christian's having a little bit of trouble. Few things that have happened since the last episode. We got SoundCloud Pro, which means that now we have unlimited uploads to SoundCloud, which is good in the long run, because that means instead of like 3 hours that we would have got before, now we have enough to just put whatever up. And we're working on getting cohesive branding, because right now it's just one stock photo of a road sign, and... and that's something That's something I will have by the end of this week. Yeah.
So...
I mean, it works for now. I mean, we don't even have enough people listening for it to matter. The listener is not too picky, from my understanding. We haven't even gotten feedback yet.
Oh, boy, that means we haven't got hate mail either. I'm disappointed in everything right now. Please, go to, like, the email of this podcast and just email and tell us how much you hate us and how much you want us to die.
Just give us anything. We just want to know that somebody heard this.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, with the SoundCloud Pro now, I'm catching up on past shows. We've been out of it for a while. I was busy with other stuff, and I'm very busy with other things now. But yeah, I got all of the last quarter's shows caught up. So all 5 episodes of those are on our SoundCloud, OR2S podcast. And this will be going up as quarter 3, because it is the first podcast of the new quarter. Last episode would have been, but Christian was out of sorts.
Yes, indeed.
So, why don't you update us on what's going on with you, Christian?
Well, you mentioned I was out of sorts last week.
Correct.
That is kind of true. In reality, so I believe I mentioned on this podcast that, like, I have just, like, it's a serious depression issue of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no fucking excuse, but like past 2 weeks, I have been in this really weird situation, because if you listen to other episodes, you know that I keep saying I'm going to do something and I never do it. I keep saying I'm going to do something and I never do it. And if you listen to really earlier podcasts, you know that there's this girl that I've just been like texting nonstop, but like I barely see her in person. And I was thinking to myself, like, okay, so this year has been me saying, I'm going to move, I'm going to do this, and this, and I'm going to meet this girl. It's going to be good. And then I was thinking to myself, like, okay, so last year, I've been saying I'm going to do this, and this. I've been saying I'm going to move out. I'm going to say I'm going to see this girl more often that I keep talking to. And then around the same time last year, I was in a psych ward, which is bad, very bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking to myself at the same time, like, okay, so what happened again the year prior? I said, I'm going to do this. I never do. I said, I'm going to move out. I never do. I say, I'm going to, there actually was a fucking girl the same time last year. Same thing, too.
I remember her. Oof.
Yeah, and that girl 3 years ago, unlike the ones now, she actually tried to, like, kill me, which is an interesting way to end a relationship. But anyway, that's off topic. So I was thinking to myself, like, holy crap, this is all, like, going on. I need to, like, I don't know what I need to do. So, like, the past 2 weeks, I've been in this, like, weird psychosis of sorts, where I've been... I don't think psychosis is the right word, but like just this weird state of like, oh my God, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. Like, oh, I'm going to quit everything. I'm going to focus on something else. And then the part of me is like, oh, I'm going to do this. And I've been like, just, it's been so frustrating. Like, it's been a couple nights where like, I wanted to talk with like Iggy here at like 3 a.m. just to like ramble about this shit.
And I've been asleep.
And you should be lucky you didn't get to hear me ramble because it was some crazy nonsense.
It wouldn't be the first time.
You're right. It wouldn't have been. And it probably wouldn't have been the most crazy thing I said either.
Yeah.
But,
So something I want to ask you about your updates that I see here. It says you technically got the money you were talking about last time on the show. What do you mean by technically?
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. The issue is that, let me just say right now, the type of sales I was doing, I hate it. Let me just say, I fucking hate it with a burning passion. So what I was doing affiliate sales. I go on the website, JVZoo, I find a product, I ask for an affiliate link, and that's good and all, but the thing is the type of products I was selling were pretty much pipe dreams. You know?
Yeah.
And not just pipe dreams, but sometimes the owners of the product and shit, they would want me to do some very just predatory shit, just make my avatar a girl or some shit like that, just to get creepy old men to buy it.
Oh yeah, I see that on Fiverr a lot. A lot of my clients even will have I sincerely doubt it's them, but it's just a stock image of some woman, and it's I sincerely doubt that is you. It looks like it's just some professional stock image you got off of Getty Images, but no judging.
That's exactly what it is. It's you see, it's so funny because a couple of weeks ago I was all depressed and sad, and right now that I talk with you, I kind of realize it's really not as bad as I make it out to be, because I'm not going up to someone and I'm not scamming them or anything. I'm not ruining their lives. I'm not scamming them. I'm just selling a fucking thing. But I was really depressed and I was sad. In fact, I was so sad that I mentioned last time I was on this podcast, I wanted to go to EVO, the Las Vegas convention thing.
Yep.
That would have required me to sign up at a specific time. I was too feeling crappy to do anything about it. So, fun. Very fun.
Yeah.
But, I'll talk more about this maybe future projects, but you know what? There's another tournament actually in New York in a couple weeks. I'm just going to go to that one instead.
Okay.
So, hopefully I will win and get the points to do things. But anyway.
Yeah. So,
I think
fingers crossed you actually get to that one.
So, yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. So, I've been having this double-edged sword pretty much since we started the podcast back up of trying to get this EP done. And one side is I didn't get anything done for the EP again, and I wanted it to get done by TrotCon, but that's definitely not going to happen because TrotCon's 4 days away. I'm performing 1 week from now at 2:30 in the morning, which that's going to be a whole situation.
That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, but I got no recording done this time because I had 65 orders on Fiverr and then 22 on that Wednesday alone after our last episode. Because somebody who I helped him produce his demo, Lonnie Martz. He's awesome dude. He has he's got a great voice. Setup still needs some work because he's living out of a dorm right now. He's in school, but he's got a great voice. He's a great talent, and he gave me an idea, which was just reach out to because most of the people I do the work for on Fiverr is people who do explainer videos and whiteboard animation. So he was like, "Hey, have you tried just messaging them directly?" And it was I haven't. Why haven't I done that? Because basically all it is cold calling. I just set up basically a cold IM and I sent it to all of them with my demo. And yeah, my orders doubled overnight. I went from a regular of 5 a day to well over the 10 a day that I wanted to have as my goal. So I am officially making more than I did in my old security job doing Fiverr now, which is fantastic. And I followed up this week. As of right now, I've done 109 orders and I have one more in queue since last Saturday. So Sunday through Saturday today, 109 orders.
It's not bad. I mean, it sounds like a pain in the ass, but it ain't bad.
It's a lot of work. Like that's the thing is like all told is probably like, and I'm gonna like starting tomorrow I'm gonna start actually like using this. I have like an app that can like work as a time clock, so I'm actually gonna try and log all the time I actually spend working. But it feels like no more than like 3 to 5 hours of actual work, but it's spread out and I'm basically always like talking to people and like getting stuff set up, so it's a whole situation. But hey, I'm making good money now, and that's great. I'm going to be able to afford some upgrades here. I'm not sure because TrotCon's coming up, and I can't afford to take 3 days off. I'm going to have to figure out how to record at the hotel, which is going to probably involve a lot of pillows and sheets turned into a makeshift booth. So that's going to be fun.
Hey, when we met each other that one time in the one hotel, I remember you doing something similar. So
yeah, I needed something for my music set that I was going to do, so I just hopped under a blanket and recorded it there, and it sounded fine. So speaking of sound booths, I have upgraded the Sound Cave. Yes, the Sound Cave, my recording space that I loathe so dearly. It's gotten some upgrades here. So I'm using the newer mic stand, or rather the much bulkier one since my old one broke, which I'm probably not going to replace it. But I got a headphone hook, so now I don't have my headphones just flopping all over the place because I got studio headphones that I just kind of put on like a shelf. But now they can actually hook somewhere, and I got a wall file, which means that all the crap that I kept on that shelf, it's like all clear now because I got a wall file here, like the little hanging file thing that you stick on the wall. And right now it's holding my planner, my phone, some gum for mouth noise, like when you get those kind of noises. If you chew some gum, it can help with that.
Right.
Some Fisherman's Friends lozenges, which are hardcore lozenges. Like they work the best, but there's no sugar or any Hall's garbage in there. It's just pure like eucalyptus and menthol. It's harsh. Some Entertainer's Secret throat spray, which I only received this today that I ordered it, but it's just like a throat spray that just has like glycerin and aloe vera and junk. So seems to be working all right because I'm doing a lot of work, and even now I can feel my voice is kind of going for the night. And Goosebumps book that I use for warm up, I just have been reading like a chapter of it out loud before I bumped my microphone. A chapter of Goosebumps out loud because they're long enough to be a warm up, but short enough that I'm not reading forever while clients are waiting for stuff. And also, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show, but that is my dog clicker, which is just like a
clicker.
Yeah, it's a clicker designed for dogs. It's pretty much just like a button that bends this piece of metal, and it pops it out, pops it back in. Makes a loud noise, which shows up on the audio pretty distinctly. So if I mess up, I just have to pause, hit the clicker, and then do the line again. And it makes editing so much faster. So much faster. So I'm very happy to have...
And if you get bored, you can just start clicking it nonstop.
Oh, totally. It's basically like a fidget toy. Like the button kind of spins and stuff. So it's not too bad.
Fidget clicker.
I also have like a clothespin that I use for the curtain that makes the outer door of this place, and I mess with that sometimes. But yeah, doing some stuff. I plan to get some more upgrades. Obviously, gonna get the computer I was talking about before too long. And I'm gonna get some proper foam because all I have, excuse me, I've been working all day. I just have like Arlex foam and like a foam mattress pad in here, which are fine. But I want to get some Corning's fiberglass, just like thick 4-inch fiberglass, just wrap it in whatever cheap fabric I can get from Walmart and just tension mount it all up in here, just press it all into the wall so that it won't slide around. And then this place will sound actually professional. Like, I mean, it sounds good. It sounds fine for what I do, but like I really want to upgrade this place and make it sound great. So that's everything. Make sure my door is closed. That's everything for our weekly goals and ongoing projects. So let's move on to our weeks. And like I said, things got bumped up here. So total money made from projects since the last episode. This is over 2 weeks.
Yes, this is over 2 weeks. So I technically got the money from last episode, but if you want to say 2 weeks, I made $20 from babysitting.
That's something.
That's it.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
But it's like, for me to do the stuff that I want to do, I really need to kick myself into like overdrive, because like I know I can do this stuff.
Yeah,
like
totally.
I know. In fact, I've done this shit in the past.
Oh yeah.
Iggy here has seen me do some crazy shit in the past, and it's like,
yeah, it's when you like actually set your mind to it and get going. Like you've done some crazy crap.
It's like, but it's like what's been happening is it's like I need to figure out why I started doing this stuff again. And like I know why I remembered why I did this stuff that I used to do before the show, but like this whole week has been like this weird thing of like, who am I? What am I? What have I been doing? Why have I been doing this?
Yeah.
Why have I been dip, and it's this like stupid spiral, because every time I try and like do something, I end up not doing it. So
okay,
but more on that later.
Yes, we will get into that. So, total money made from projects. So, I have made $951.20 in completed projects, and I have 260 active. So once those are completed, that will be added to that for what, over like 1,100 at that point. Yeah. So that's all. It takes about 2 weeks to clear. So that's all stuff that I'll be getting within the next 2 weeks. But most of it won't be starting till Wednesday, because the first week I only made 300. So I like doubled it this week, which is great. But that means it's going to be a while before I can actually use it. And that stinks. But whatever. At least I earned it, you know?
Yes. You know, as long as you're moving forward, I don't see what the issue is.
Yeah, there's no problem there.
Yeah,
so, speaking of new projects, Christian.
Well, let's see here. So actually, like, I don't know if this counts as like a super new cool project or anything like that, but something that's been going on, not going on, but I promptly get in here. This wind's ridiculous. This a little better?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, this is a little better. So something that actually I've been putting off is years and years ago, I promised this guy at my local church that I would draw him some like Naruto Shippuden poster.
Nice.
Which is dorky. I'm not a fan of it, but I was like, I'll do it. The fuck, I'll do it.
Why not?
It's been 2 years.
Oh,
and
good.
I'm thinking tomorrow I should finally do it. But the thing is like, I have to print it out. And the only place I can print it out is going to be Kinko's. And I'm only going to get to Kinko's at like 3 a.m. and it's in the middle of some ghetto area.
Crap, I got to print some stuff out for TrogCon. Thanks for the reminder on that. I'm going to have to put that in my planner.
Hey, it's all good. Hopefully you don't have to go to Kinko's at 3 a.m. like I'm going to have to do. But
nah, we got a printer. I'm just probably going to have to get like 3 ink cartridges, because it's like scripts for dramatic readings I'm doing. So it's going to be like 100 pages plus. It's gonna take a while.
So like it's been a while since I've been to like any convention. I need to go to one just for the sake of my career. But don't they have like, if you're a panelist, don't they like allow you to print shit out at the con center?
Do they? I mean, I've never actually looked into it, I guess, but I wouldn't know. I've always printed it out like. Sometimes I go to the library and print it out. Sometimes I go to like a FedEx, whatever. But yeah, Office Depot did pretty good with that. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out.
I don't know if you want to like risk it, considering like how, like I know you said TrogCon's good and all, but like I wouldn't risk it considering my personal experience with
no, see, that's
a lot of these conventions.
A little bit of a meta on that is just that one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten for running panels is the only things you should assume they have are water and electricity. So you shouldn't assume they have a projector. If you can bring a projector yourself, that'd be the best option. Some of them charge for projectors, which is ridiculous. So yeah, projector. Don't assume there's going to be internet. Do not plan to use internet at all in your panel, because that's a no-go. Like, if you're going to show YouTube videos, you download it and you put it into MP4 and you insert it into a PowerPoint so that it's all set up already. And so yeah, with that, it's like I have all of my stuff prepared before I get anywhere near the convention. So that's yeah.
This will actually probably go into the next thing I want to say. I guess next thing, I don't know if it's actually listed on the show notes or anything like that, but it's really driving me back to this. It's going to be so weird to say in public, which is where I am, but it's really bringing me back to this panel I had at freaking BronyCon 2013 or 2014.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yes, and it's like, so what I want to do is, because me and Iggy worked on this project. This is how we met. We worked on this really bad film project together.
Yeah.
Where we both were told and we both believed this is going to be the official My Little Pony movie.
Yeah.
And in particular, we believe that Lauren Faust had some say in this, and this was apparently how she wanted to end the series.
Yeah. I don't see where they were going for that, because I ended up being on the writing team, and I don't know where they were going with this thing.
So, needless to say, what ended up happening is that was not the official movie.
Nope.
But what's so bizarre is that they have the official My Little Pony movie coming out.
Yeah, which actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all. In fact,
the writing is kids movies. It's a step between the Trolls movie, which was and Pixar, I guess. So it's like a mid-range kind. It looks kind of funny. The animation, I'm hoping, is a little bit better when they put it out. It looks a little choppy right now, but the style change is pretty cool. Everything looks a little more vibrant and fluid. So I don't know. Looks like it'll be good.
Well, for me, it's completely unrelated. My only issue with it, from everything I've seen, is how bad they did the 3D on it.
Yeah.
It looks like they didn't even try and make it mix in with each other. But then I also realized that I'm pretty sure they're also on. Well, even though they got a couple celebrities to voice in this thing.
More than a couple. They got Zoe Saldana, Sia, few others.
A couple others.
It's not quite star-studded, but there's a handful of celebrities in there.
You see, part of me, it's weird. I'm sure they got that, but then I'm also sure that their animation budget was probably really low.
I mean, yeah. I feel like it's going to be maybe a step above a straight to TV movie level, like the Equestria Girls movies, which actually, having watched through all of those, the first one's kind of garbage, but after that they actually get pretty decent. Those actually went into some pretty cool places in the last couple. There's been 4 at this point.
I've only seen the first one, and
it's the worst one. The best ones are still the third and fourth, and the second one was pretty good for the music alone.
I don't see. It's so weird. I remember. I remember I was homeless when that movie came out, and I remember walking past a theater that was showing it, and it was I have $8. This can get me one meal in this shitty city, or I could go watch this movie.
And you went for the movie.
Actually, instead, I went for an ice cream cone.
For $8?
Even worse. Yeah, it was fucking Manhattan. What do you expect?
Oh shit. Well, okay.
And it wasn't just Manhattan. It was some Gucci ice cream store that I went into.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Around where Trump Tower. It was in fucking Midtown.
Oh god.
And it was oh yeah. But let me tell you, it was the greatest ice cream cone I had ever tasted. But this is beside the point that I wanted to make. The point I wanted to make was about this shitty movie that we worked on. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I could totally chronicle the insanity of that thing because there's a lot of insanity with it.
Oh
And it's
God,
like,
there's so much to there. There's so much.
think of it like this, listeners. Think of it like you have a movie, and now you don't even have a movie. You have like 2 or 3 people who like really, really, really want to see this thing go forward, and they're willing to like spend hours upon hours upon hours without pay working on it. And then the rest of like the 90 people who are involved have absolutely no fucking clue what's going on.
Yeah, there was no communication. There was like no dedication. There was no commitment. It was not going to pan out to be anything. And in the end, we found out like it was not on the legal up and up like we've been told since the very beginning. So there was a very good chance we were going to get C&D'd anyways. And I wasn't willing to put that kind of effort into something that might not even be like we might not even be able to legally show.
You know, even if at the end of the day, you know, like this thing, oh, there's a chance it might get C&D. Like, I don't. What got me is the fact that like this guy had been lying and lying and lying about like. So the director.
Oh,
I don't want to.
I can give you an update on him. Like two Everfree Northwests, the conventions ago, he had a panel with his new team who were doing Equestrian Tales or some nonsense. It was basically trying to take what they had from that and just reuse it. Like pretty much all of their concept art was just from that.
Yeah, it was pretty much the exact same thing. They had no permission to be using the artwork that they
and
used.
They had teamed up with this like one thing on YouTube called Princess Trixie Sparkle, which I like the concept, but it's really not executed very well. And
I don't even know what that is. So
it's like they're trying to have a musical, like a Broadway musical, but do it like it's an animation, but instead of animating, they just kind of have like it's like a slideshow. It's just drawn, just single still images.
So it's pretty much like 90% of what our previous team accomplished.
Yeah, it was like so much. Like most of the voice actors had terrible microphones and weren't really great talents and weren't edited very well by whoever was putting them together. And I found out later I just wasn't familiar with the pop songs it was parodying, but pretty much all of the songs were just parodies of pop songs. So like I like the concept, like make an animated musical for YouTube. That's a cool idea, like make it episodic. Sure. They just really they did not do the concept justice.
You know, this is
but yeah,
phone.
As the update, it's like that was 2 years ago basically, and haven't seen hide or hair of him since. So
you see, here's the thing with this director we're talking about. He clearly had something going on in his brain, and he clearly wanted something to like just grasp onto to give himself meaning. Which is crazy. It's insane, but I just want to like humanize him a little bit. So he lied about this whole thing. He got like a whole staff, a whole team of like actual professionals, now they think of it, to work on this thing that he never even had like even an outline for.
No, like I had to help him make the outline 2 years in, and then I had to basically do all of the writing.
It was the weirdest call. Like he was in this call with the guy, and I come in and I'm like, "Hey, how's the outline going?" And then he hears like, "We haven't even started."
Yep. I figured it would be simple because he was like, "Oh, I've got it all in my head." And it's like, okay, I figured it's going to be as simple as what happens first, what happens after that. Like it should be as simple as that. But no, it took forever. And then there were so many points where I had to stop and be like, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. This is some weird. This is not.
And
we didn't have it.
We didn't have an ending. I had to come up with the ending later, and he fought me on it, even though it was the best thing we could have come up with. And yeah, we could make a podcast just about that whole project. Like seriously.
We could. And here's what I'm going to be making instead: is like I'm going to be writing an entire fucking book about this.
Yep.
And obviously, I need to like be out and doing something like I need to be out of my fucking parents' basement by the time that comes around. But like, I want to release that the same weekend the movie drops. Just to like have it be there. Because let me tell you, it is painful as shit knowing that there are many people I know who are going to be going to see that movie specifically because they think I worked on it.
Ooh. Like, yeah, that's. Ooh.
It sucks, but there's really nothing I can do at this point other than maybe publish my view of the nonsense of what happened.
Yeah.
So anyway.
It'll be interesting. So, my new project is mainly, I'm just treating this podcast more seriously. Like, so far, it's been pretty loosey-goosey, but honestly, like, I took the time, I made an intro and outro, whether you guys think they're good or not, let us know, because, like, I just kind of threw those together, so I will adjust if you guys think it's not that great, just, like, you know, send us something on the email, or tweet at us, or whatever. We're open to suggestions and feedback. Please, anything.
Yeah, and for me, personally, like I know I haven't been the most professional.
Yeah,
not
me
most
either.
professional, but like I haven't had the best audio quality. I haven't been like the most on time with just getting this thing going. Like that shit needs to stop because like I really do like like you, I need to take the shit more seriously.
Yep.
I fucking do. And next week, I know I've been saying this since day one of the reboot, but like better microphone.
Yep.
End of discussion.
Better mic, and hopefully we can get onto Ohm Studio, because then editing this will be a lot easier. But
holy shit,
we'll figure it out.
It's completely off topic, but I just saw a car that's like tire was ripped to shreds.
Oh.
And he's driving, and his tire's like whipping the ground to the point where like there's marks and shit of like how hard it's being hit.
Yeah, that reminds me. When I lived in Seattle, like I was driving around with my dad, and one time we were like going by Green Lake, and we saw like some ambulances, and like somebody had been called to a scene, and we didn't see anything there. And then we saw like 100 yards down this car, which its entire front had just been smashed in, and like just smoke pouring out of it, driving along like nothing was the matter. Like the dude was just totally calm, like his car was just destroyed, but he's just kept driving. Like I would be afraid that crap's gonna explode, but I digress.
He was probably like, screw it, it's been this way for weeks. Nah.
Yeah, it's not gonna get much worse. So moving on to our business focus. So mine is going back to the direct marketing thing, the basics of a cold call / email / message, whatever you want to call it. I read one book on cold calling, and it kind of taught me everything I needed to know. Because cold calling is pretty simple. You just call someone, have a script set up, and your script needs 4 sentences. Sentences, mind you. If it's more than 4 sentences, too much, it's bloated, cut it down. 4 sentences. First sentence, introduction. Hi, my name is blank. And, your title if you work for a company. Second one, credentials. I've worked with this company and that company and this. This is the kind of work I've done. 3, your reason for reaching out. I am reaching out to you the reason I am reaching out to you today. That specific phrase, the reason I am reaching out to you today, blank, whatever reason you're reaching out to them. Like, that's it. That is what you need. And then call to action. In the book, they were just trying to set up meetings so that they could sell something. So they're like, can I set you up for a meeting Tuesday at 5? In my case, it was, reply to this if you're interested, and I can, we can work out some sort of deal. Like that's what it was. It's just introduction, credentials, reason for reaching out, call to action. 4 sentences. That's all you need. You can have it be a call where you just call somebody and say it. You can have it be an email. Where that you just put that in the email, send it out, or just like I did, and I am just send that. That's all you need. Any more than that, it's too much. You lost their attention, and after that, you're either going to hear no, at which point you can try and flip it, or you're going to hear yes, which could be truthful or not, and then you go from there. But really, like that's the point you should start from. Like
it is,
and it works. It worked for me. It more than doubled the kind of orders I'm getting. It like tripled the kind of orders. I'm getting like an average of 15 over the 5 I was getting before. But like, Yeah, it's effective. That's really all you need.
You know, I'm sure you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street. Yes.
Oh, yes. Only
One of
once
my
in theaters. I've been meaning to rewatch it.
I've only seen it once, but
You know what's actually really
I was
cool
so
about
blown
that?
away.
To digress for a second, one really cool thing about The Wolf of Wall Street is there's a ton of CGI in that movie. Like there a ton of CGI just for like atmosphere and like the sets and
Yep.
stuff, and it's so subtle, and it's like it's just like not like the things that you aren't noticing. Just it's real nice. Anyways,
Yeah, it's a great example of CGI doing done right. But what I want to talk about is I want to talk about the guy Jordan Belfort.
yes,
So
the wolf himself.
interesting fact about that movie. Everything in that movie actually happened.
Yeah, I believe it.
In fact, what's even crazier though is like everything that happened was actually 20 times worse in real life. To the point where like Leonardo DiCaprio, when like he read the script, the first thing he said is, "There's no way this guy had like lived through this."
Yeah.
Until Jordan Belfort actually showed up and confirmed that, like, yes, he did drunk pilot a helicopter at 4 a.m.
God
and stuff like
damn.
that.
It's ridiculous stuff happening in that movie.
Yeah, but you see, here's one of the most ridiculous thing that happened was his sales system, because he pretty much took these bunch of losers into like turning them into like just the biggest baddest salesman on the fucking planet.
Yeah, well, in the movie at least it was just a bunch of drug dealers.
Yep. And so he did this by doing this with three things. He gave these guys a system, and he pretty much said, here's the way to get anyone to buy anything you fucking want them to do.
Yep.
Here's how you get them to say yes to anything. You get them to like you, like you get them like a 10. I like you, you're a 10. I like your product, it's a 10. And I like your company, it's a 10. Once everything's at a 10, 99% of the time people are going to say yes instantly. And when they say no, it's going to be so easy to make them say yes that it's not even a thing. So what he did that was so genius, I think, from a salesman perspective, is rather than trying to focus on ramming your product down this guy's throat or something like that, or hi, I'm an artist, I can draw this, I can draw this, I can draw this, I can draw this. He instead made it all about getting these people to trust you.
Yep.
And doing this. And that is how he did. In fact, he a very good quote by him that I love is, the sale begins when they say no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard that one.
So it's like, and I guess in your case, because you're a voice actor and stuff like that, I mean, it's just to give an example here for our listeners. It's like, let's say there's this fantastic person who's paying like, I don't fucking know, like $500 a line or something like that.
Oh, dude,
which I think is...
that kind of reminds me. Some freaking idiot tried to get me with a phishing scheme the other day where they were like, hey, we got 10 days of work, $50,000. I'm like, okay. Like, just go to this Facebook page and enter in your login information. It's like, no. Reported. Get out of here.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless it's like confirmed by Facebook, never trust those things. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, they were asking for my Fiverr login on Facebook. So,
that's obviously...
I'm shocked because apparently I've heard about this. Apparently people fall for that a lot on Fiverr, and they're just like, be really careful. It's like, are you guys stupid? Because this is not the first time that's happened to me. That people have tried to do this, and every time it's really obvious when it's a scam. Like,
so you know the whole Democratic convention hack that happened last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was how the hack happened. It was a fucking phishing attempt that the person fell for.
Good.
Yeah, so I mean, people fall for that shit all the time, even government officials. So
yeah. So back to your point.
But back to my point is, let's say if a guy says, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. like the key isn't to just, agree and be like, okay, thank you for your time. Like if you really, really, really want this, this thing, the key is to turn it around and say something like, okay, so maybe money aside, maybe not even money aside, but, just ask them, like, what's holding you back from, telling me yes? Or, like, what's going on here? Like, why can't I do this? But don't be like, pushy with it. Be like, natural. Be like, have a conversation. And then
yeah, don't let there be that power imbalance where because they have the money, they have the power. You got to make it clear, like, I'm gonna hold my own in here, and if you're gonna try and knock me around like that, it's like, no, because see, I'm helping you. You think you're helping me with the money? No, I'm helping you by giving you this service, because this service is worth more than the money you're giving me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean,
that's the thing on Fiverr. I have to pull that sometimes when people are being like really stingy. They're like, can I get it for like $5 less? It's like, I'm already charging you 1/10 of what I should be. So, really, this price is already a major value. Like, going any lower would be absolutely insane on my part. And that pretty much does it all the time. I don't like to do that if I don't have to, but sometimes people forget that this is a hugely budget service.
That's true with most budget services. I mean,
yeah.
God, look at reviews of Spirit Airlines, for instance. Like, you just bought a flight ticket for 25 cents, and you're gonna complain about how it's the worst possible thing ever?
What did you expect?
I know. It's like the people who go to Walmart and expect like a fantastic store.
No, it's all the crap you need. It's on the shelf. It's cheap. Pull it off of the shelf. Take it to the front. Give us your money. That's their business model.
I know. And also, screw the people who say Walmart sucks. Walmart is the greatest redneck Disneyland I have ever stepped foot in.
Oh, totally. That's the thing is like, and people try and act like Walmart's evil. It's like, yeah, Walmart's evil, but so is Target. So is Kohl's. So is all of these chain stores. They all do the same evil crap that Walmart does. Like, I don't know why everybody's like, oh, Walmart. It's like how people are like, oh, McDonald's. It's like all fast food places do the same crap McDonald's does. McDonald's just became the scapegoat because they're the most famous one.
Yep. Pretty much.
So
I completely lost track of what I was saying.
Yeah.
Let's just go to the next topic.
Yeah, next topic is our goals for the week. We're moving things around a little bit with this new quarter because of how things have gone. So, let's see. Our goals for the week, I'm going to do 100 orders on Fiverr, which I did 110 this last week, and that's been staying very steady. So, I feel pretty confident I'll make that, if not exceed it. EP released. Actually, I'm going to remove that one. I'm not going to be able to release the EP in time for TrotCon, unfortunately. I will release it within the quarter, I'm sure. So I will add that in there because I do still plan to do it. But yeah, it's not going to happen by the next episode, unfortunately. And then prep for TrotCon complete. This is going to have to be complete because the next episode is going to be recorded from TrotCon. Yeah, we're going to have to work out how
That's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be fun. Most of my stuff that I'm doing is at nighttime, so we'll probably be able to make time. But yeah, we'll have to figure it out.
We'll have an interesting podcast there.
Yeah. We might even have to postpone it till the Monday after, just to be safe. Well, I'll work it out with you. So,
right,
yeah.
We'll find out.
So most of my prep for TrotCon is complete. I just got to, keep rehearsing my set. I have my set list, everything. Got to print out those scripts. Got to double check all of my PowerPoints. Make sure those are all good. But yeah, shouldn't be too difficult to do that one. And the 100 orders on Fiverr, I'm pretty confident I'll get that. So Christian, what's your goal for the week?
Well, let's talk about goals that I can actually check off whether I did or did not do. So the first one is because, as you guys know, if you guys listen to the show, along with animation and stuff, I'm trying to do a sports type thing for the Saturdays. I need to actually. So I'm goal is tomorrow. get a laptop, which I have the money.
Sweet.
So that should be that. And then just be able to practice every fucking day at this thing, because the only way, like, there's more to like getting good at something than just sitting down and like doing it a million times. But you still got to sit down and put the effort in actually getting good. So that's going to be a goal of mine. Be able to practice that thing daily.
Yep.
Other goal is going to be, you know, have the podcast icon, and maybe the social, maybe like a Facebook banner and stuff like that ready.
That would be nice.
Thing.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, tomorrow I'll probably shoot off some things to you. And the
Sweet.
other thing is just, you know, have at least $1,000 in the bank.
Yeah. I mean, I probably will at that point, I think. Or, no, not quite. In the episode after next, will. I probably will, because of the money that's coming through ever so slowly.
Sure. You know, I'm sure you will. As far as me, though, it's like, and this is like the non-check, like non-Boolean thing. I have to make sure that I'm always moving forward. Like, I can't sit around and get sad and get Moby. Like, no, I have to keep moving forward, and I have to, like, what I need to do is, instead of focusing on like the big thing, as much as I love being an idealist and focusing on these huge things, it's like I need to focus on the next freaking step for me to do things.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because it's so fun to think about, you know, like the end goal. But no, you need to focus on the next step. So, I mean, case in point, you want some money? Well, go fucking do something.
Yeah.
You know, sitting around moping is not going to do anything.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately.
You want to draw something? Okay, first step is go sketch something. I mean, that you could sit around and imagine how good it's going to be when it's finished, but like, unless you don't make the first step, it's not going to happen. You know?
Yep.
Hell, to get back to this movie that we were talking about earlier, the one that we both worked on, you know, if you want to have the first step of making a movie, get the freaking outline done.
Exactly.
Which this guy never did.
Outline first, not get the crew together and then be like, well, now we'll work on the script, and 2 years later, we don't have a script. 2 years, 3 years, in fact. I came in a year after it had already been started, and they didn't have a script. And they were originally a writing group. That's the crazy part to me, is it was originally just going to be a fan fiction series, and they didn't even have any of it written before they moved on to making it a whole movie.
I forgot all about this.
Ridiculous.
But now that I think of it, yeah, you're right. And that's... Fuck, man. You're fucking right. So, anyway, just... Those are my things. Keep moving forward and focus on the next step instead of the big thing.
Yep.
Because that's the only way you're going to get anywhere.
Okay. So, next up is our goals for the quarter. Like I said, I'm going to have the EP released. And I'm going to do a setup upgrade. The Sound Cave needs an upgrade here. What I plan to eventually do, as I've said on the podcast before, is make a full-on actual booth. For the time being, all I have is this closet. So, I'm going to get a new PC, Lenovo Idea Center something or other. It's like less than $400. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, whatever. It'll be good enough for audio. And once I get that, I'll actually, you know, get the newest version of Audition, because I've been on CS6 for quite a while, and I need to upgrade to the new Creative Cloud or whatever you call it. New mic. I'm going to get a CAD E100S. Going to try and find one on eBay for less than $500, but that's like a $500 mic. And yeah, I plan to get one of those before the end of the quarter, which the end of the quarter is September 31st. Or 30th. 30 days after September. And as I said, Corning fiberglass cushions. Just gonna make some cushions out of Corning fiberglass, use those for sound treatment. Stuff will sound fantastic. So, that's all of my goals for the quarter. Christian, what do you got?
Well, since it kind of is a new quarter, since the Lycam and everything, you know, I keep saying my quarter goal is get myself in order. But like if I you know, it's like the same thing. If I don't make any steps towards doing that, I'm never going to be in order. So obviously, you know, my first quarter goal is get myself financially stable. I don't need to be having like a stable job, because at the end of the day, very few like major entrepreneurs are quote unquote stable, but they have at least, like a stable bank account, if that makes any sense.
Right.
Like, they have like a set number of, here is my bank account. Here is where it needs to be at like minimum. If it gets any lower, there's an issue.
Exactly.
And, like, I haven't been doing that. I haven't been doing that at all. And then, this is probably going to be like my final quarter goal, like end of the year. This is going to sound batshit crazy because I haven't done shit so far, but it's something I keep telling me to do. I want to go to the speed skating trials.
Oh, okay.
For the fucking Olympics. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. What? Why? Why? How? Why?
I love that shit.
Okay.
Fuck, man, I'll do it. And because I think at the end of the day, I would just, I would love to do that. And it's not, like, oh, I'd love to do it because of you. Someone's like, no, I've always wanted to fucking do that. And I've never fucking done it. So, goal, get my ass in shape. I mean, like, I'm already exercising nonstop. I'm already, going to the gym and, like, weightlifting things. I already do a lot of, like, athletic shit already. It's just, like, I'm not putting in, like, 110% into that.
Right.
So, I need to start eating properly.
Yeah.
And I need to start training properly.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, that's more than I'm doing. I only just, like, in the last few days started stretching in the morning again. That's pretty much the extent of my exercise, and I'm sweating like crazy when I'm done with that. Like, I'm so out of shape. Ugh.
Hey, do some Pokemon Go and do what I do and play it for like 4 hours straight.
Wow. I don't even know
Just
if there's any good
outside and
Pokestops
fucking,
around
like,
here.
walk. Yeah, well, that's even better because now you have to like walk from Pokestop to Pokestop and get the exercise.
Fair point.
So, and then you hatch a billion eggs, and then you can have like God knows what level you'll get to. So anyway, that's that.
Yes.
Get myself stable and then get myself in shape.
Yes.
So
future projects. I'm gonna wait until I get the new computer at the very least to do this, but I want to update my demos and I want to update my Fiverr intro video because they're good enough for now. But I would like to do a new one every quarter if I can. But yeah, since I'm planning a tech upgrade so soon, I'm just gonna wait until I can do that to actually get it done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then for you, it looks like just the book you were talking about.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think that's it. God, so this is gonna sound horrible, but my brain just like completely blanked out a second ago. This is our monthly goals, right?
We're on future projects now.
Oh, future projects. Okay, sorry. I don't know why my completely blanked out like that. But yeah, this is that's a future project, and then pretty much everything else that like I've said would be a future project. Because right now I'm gonna take the first step. Obviously, first step is get my shit in order.
Yes.
Because if you don't have your shit in order, nothing's gonna happen. I mean, that's just the sad truth. So
yeah.
Next week I will have something more positive to say, and I'll not be recording outside in the rain. So
we can hope as much.
We can hope, and we will make it happen. I will make it happen, not we, because it's all my thing. So anyway.
Okay, so future plans for the show. So branding, like we said, we're going to get that all put together. You can find us at the same social medias as before, which now we have a nice professional grade actual bumper for it. So instead of doing the long list of our social medias, they're all in that. So we can skip that part at the end of the show and just toss on the 1 minute of it that I recorded with music beforehand. So that solves a lot of headache with this show.
I will look forward to hearing this bumper you made.
Yeah, It's in all the quarter 2 stuff, which is why all the quarter 2 stuff has kind of abrupt endings, because I kind of just cut off the chunks that had the social media stuff and replaced them with that. So it just kind of ends, and it's sorry for that. It'll be a little bit smoother in the future, hopefully. So the last note, Patreon, maybe. I don't know, in the future, because really, seriously, the only expense we have with the show is SoundCloud Pro, and that's $15 a month, and I can pay for it.
I'll
Like
pay
I have
it.
no
I'll
problem.
pay it.
Like I have no
Like,
problem
I'll-
covering it, but like yeah, if you know,
I'll do 50% if you do 50%.
yeah, totally. I mean, I can cover 100%. I already did for this first month, but yeah. So seriously, just like maybe in the future, Patreon, we could do whatever nonsense rewards they do for Patreons and give you shout outs and all that nonsense. But whatever, that's off in the future, maybe at some
Yeah,
point.
that's selling out is not in our success right now.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just a possible thing in the future. So I figured in the effort of full transparency, I may as well point out that I'm planning it maybe in the future. But for now, we're all good. Don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah, for now. We're not.
So that pretty much wraps the show up. We actually have a minute or two here that I've added at the end for just a sign off, so that we can just kind of wrap it up. So let's do a wheel of morality sort of situation here. Christian, what is your moral for the episode?
Remember why you know, to figure out why it is you do what you do. Because let me say this right now. As for me personally, and not just me personally, but like really everyone out there, you know, there's always this thing of, you know, people who are like, you know, why do you do what you do? Well, 9 times out of 10, it's, I apologize that this is so scatterbrained and scatterthought. It's like, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's like, oh, I do what I do because I want to just live. I want to do this. I want to just keep myself from being homeless. And I don't think it's any coincidence that 9 times out of 10, people are extremely unhappy with themselves or extremely unhappy with the way their lives are going. They want more, but it's like they don't fully understand, you know, what it is that drives them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So the other 10% that are actually doing all this crazy shit, that are, you know, like pretty much living their actual dreams and are actually, you know, working towards something productive, even if it's, and are actually happy. I mean, even if it's something like, it's simple as just working at like McDonald's or something like that. I mean, there are people who go there and actually really enjoy themselves versus those who go there and hate themselves. And the reason is because these people know why they do what they do. You know, they know, and they're doing the thing that they, you know, drives them to do things. So in reality, I think that if there's a moral, it's just going to be, you know, figure out, you know, why it is you do what you do versus just sitting there and being like, I'm going to do it just because.
Yeah.
So,
all
I
right.
apologize, it was so scatterbrained.
That's all right. And my moral is a slotted spoon ain't going to get you any soup unless it's got chunks. So that'll be it for our road to success this week. Thank you all very much for listening.
Yeah, thank you. And I like how your thought was only a sentence and mine was like a paragraph.
Had to make up for time. See ya.
All right. See ya.
Our Road to Success is a Just Fall production, created under a Creative Commons Attribution and Share-alike license. This means you can use any part of the show in any way you like, as long as you credit Iggy Kid, Christian Hansen, and Just Fall Productions, and make your product just as accessible. You can find Iggy Kid on Twitter at DapperJackery or on Fiverr at fiverr.com/IggyDKid. You can find Christian Hansen on Twitter at ChrisHansen1994 or on Instagram at Instagram.com/ChristianHansen1994. Our Road to Success can be found on Twitter at OR2SPodcast, on Facebook at Facebook.com/Our Road to Success Show, through email at OurRoadToSuccessShow@gmail.com, or on SoundCloud at SoundCloud.com/OR2SPodcast. That's it for this week on Our Road to Success. Remember that everyone has their own road. We know you'll find yours. Happy trails!